that was lit. Oh, you ain't know your dad could get lit like that. Executive producer, Azzy Bilal Cartagena. Whoa. Whoa. Blue Dot, yo, it's Biscuit. What's good, baby? Biggest blogger in the game. Welcome to the biggest show in the game. Yours truly, Joe Crack the Dawn. I don't like announcing our guests. Sometimes I get hype and I tell y'all. But today's guest, Young Jeezy, who's my brother and I love very much. And I actually got him winning the verses tomorrow. His team hit me up. He said, yo, Jeezy want to get on there the day before the verses. Now, things is getting a little tense. They preparing that playlist. Gucci been talking that shit. It's crazy out there in the streets. And so he wants to focus on there. So being that I promised y'all a big show today, I invited a couple of my friends on here, and it's still going to be the biggest show in the game. But we'll probably get Jeezy after the, what's going on right now. He's preparing for that battle. I couldn't even argue with him. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even argue with him. I was just like, yo, you want to know what? I wish him luck. You know what I'm saying? But still, we are by far the biggest in the game. So, and hustlers is hustlers. And there's guys you grew up with, and they got to the bag no matter what. And some people talk, and some people do. We the doers. We ain't the talkers. And what I mean by that is, let's take my brother Nelly. Nelly's a big artist. He tours all year round. Because of COVID, he can't tour. But I'm watching TV by mistake, and I see him shirt off, dancing with the stars. And now, if you into getting money like me, I said, holy shit, he found a way to get to the bag. I'm not looking at the dancing. I said, no, he caught a big check for that. He got to the bag. And he's such a perfectionist, he's going for the championship. And that's what a doer is. And so it's COVID, you can't leave the house. The man found a way to get himself a couple of mil. Dancing for the bag. I'm not mad at him. Don't tell nobody how to pay their bills. I'm actually impressed. And so there's people that talk stuff, and there's people who do. And it's such a broad conversation. It's so big. What I'm trying to tell you, man. Have people go out there and get it. Shout out my brother Pretty Louie in the hospital right now. He's been fighting cancer for 5 years. Leukemia. And he's getting his last bags of the medicine. And I told you, he broke it down to us. He got the type of cancer that when they give you that medicine, it feel like you in an ocean of ice. And your bones feel like a wrench is just squeezing them. And so I speak to him today. He tells me, yo, tomorrow I'm doing a commercial for season 4, Turntables, my DJ show. And I said, you know what, Lou? You a fucking doer, man. You don't talk about the shit, you live this shit. You fighting cancer, and you already thinking about the commercial tomorrow. And some people do, and some people just talk. Some people start shit, but don't follow through. Now you thinking Puff Daddy, if you think Jay-Z was a talker and not a doer coming from the projects, You know how many times they try to talk him out of his blessings and he kept going? It's a big difference between a doer and a talker. And so, I'm a doer. When we sit up here and we start a TV show, man, I can't even look at somebody on Instagram more than 2 minutes. You guys so loyal to the show. Y'all come on by the thousands every day and watch me talk shit for an hour. Sometime too. You know how blessed we are that you guys tune in. Shout out to Ciroc for keeping the lights on. Fan Mio, if you want to connect one-on-one, they keeping the lights on. Wild Cherry Pepsi, we have a big announcement to make. Big announcement to make soon. Big one. And it's thanks to y'all support. And so we doers. We sit here, it's COVID, people dying, everybody going through it. What can we do to inspire the people? And how about we come on here and we tell stories of inspiration and we make a little coin. We make a little money while we're doing it. Now, I was telling my brother Shabazz, hopefully Shabazz come later. I got a bunch of friends coming on today. Don't worry, the biggest in the game. There's nothing they can do about us. We are untouchable. We are not down with some affiliation. We not political. We just us. Mom and pop show, and we kicking ass. We destroying motherfuckers every day. And guess what? Dropping gems, giving you jewels, letting you hear the real. The only reason I got involved with this shit is because I watch guys making documentaries about hip-hop and all that. And the shit is all a lie. But they doing the shit to change the narrative and make whoever did the documentary look like they somebody. But they really wasn't somebody. And so, Pretty Lou on the check-in. And so, that's what we about. Doing and motivating you. Some people, I tell you, it wasn't until I seen Lord Finesse, my brother Lord Finesse, DITC, become a rapper that I believe I could become a rapper. Sometimes we got to see somebody. Chris BX, I see you, boy. And so, there's some people who do, some people talk, and then there's just some people who know how to fuck shit up. We call it stink up the place. You know, when I was in the streets, you know, I grew up with this crew, and you know, it's unfair for me to be at the level I am to be. I'm not trying to step on nobody and crush them while they down or whatever the case may be. Oh boy, Big Mama has spoken up. Yo, Big Mama has spoken. Yo, what are you talking about? You get into it early. I don't know. Yo, Rem, you get into it early. What was that comment you said? There was never nobody?
There really wasn't nobody. The people that was somebody, you're not going to make the documentary. You can't.
There wasn't nobody.
You got to be somebody on the sidelines. You can't be the main star and be making a documentary. Like, no, you was the person on the sideline watching everybody, wishing you was in the mix, taking notes, taking pictures, and yeah.
Also, the documentary guys, they really wasn't nobody, but they curved their shit. They curved their shit. Shout out to Swizz in the comments. Swizz, after Remy, I'm going to talk to you about verses. We got to talk, Swizz. Give me a little 15 minutes. Yo, Ram, yeah, so I watch these documentaries and these dudes, you could tell always by who executive produced, they try to make it look like they was popping, like they was the one, and they wasn't.
People try to rewrite history all the time. It's crazy. With this whole social media thing, it's like whoever tells a story first and the loudest, that's who they believe. But the real know what it is.
Nah, but we can't wait on the real no more. And that's what I learned from Kanye.
For the Fat Joe. I'm waiting for the Fat Joe story. That's what I'm waiting for.
For the Fat Joe story gonna be big. You in it? You know, I just finished my book.
I know.
Oh, you are?
about? What?
Yo, Rem, you in it? You in it?
Shut that whole shit down. What? I'm not in it. Hold up.
No, you in the Fat Joe book. You in the Fat Joe series. You in everything.
I'm so proud of you. I was sitting here, I was telling Pap earlier. I'm like, yo, Joe be on his show and he be having guests, but he don't only be having guests because he want to have guests. He just want to he don't want it to seem like he talking to himself. You just want to sit here and talk for 2 hours straight and tell all your fire stories. Like, I know you. Like,
yo, Rem, nah, I
know you real bad.
You know, I tell him, I said, I bring everybody on here to tell they shit, then I spill my shit. People think I just don't let the guests talk. I jump over them. It's just sometimes they give me an idea and I'll be like, oh, shit.
That's what it be?
Nah. Yo, Rem, you got to stop, man.
It's not that you think you got the best stories and the best life out of everybody. So when they tell stories, you like, that's some dope stories. But let me tell you about my life. What really happened.
Yo, Rem, I got the best stories on earth. If y'all believe me, throw the fire signs. I got the best stories on earth. I told you this one time, Rem. I'm in the studio one night. It's me and Dre. Rose Ross said he pulling up, right? So we like, oh shit, Ross coming. Ross comes in and he goes, fentanyl. What? And we like looking at him and he's like, fentanyl. And shout out Tone Sunshine. And then he starts telling the story. This, that shit, Chapo and Pablo be mixing. This is shit that kill the dope fiends, the fentanyl. You know, it's the pure shit. Never step. So he's telling the story about fentanyl and it's ill. You know how Ross, you know, he was in one of those. And as soon as he finished, I said, sample. Yo, Rap. Yo, Dre's eyes opened up like, because he knew I was going like this. I was like, yo, I was telling him, you know, back in the day when I used to hustle, I used to walk down 10 blocks. So many fiends and hustlers out there. And I used to walk with like 5 bundles in my hand and I would be like, samples. So I'm not proud of it, but I tell them this story. I used to get out the samples, line them up, throw it in the air. People died. They get high. They tell me it was good enough. And they looking at me, his whole crew is like, and I'm like, and to a degree, you got it. You got, you know, I got a lot of stories.
Prime example, you got to tell a better story. Like, I've never seen somebody be able to just tell a story. You just chill, sit back, like, all right, that's their story. You're going to top their story. Like, I'm used to it. I was a Pat. I'm not even going to hold you. Pat be in another room. I know when he's watching you. He be in there like he locked in the room with Dave Chappelle. If you wake up the baby, we gonna fight. He be in that. I think you skipped the day one time. He looked like a sad puppy, like a kid that the mom took their PlayStation away.
Man, that was Khaled. Khaled and my, you know, Khaled just started eating seafood. So he couldn't eat seafood his whole life. Yeah, he was allergic to seafood, but the doctor did the test, and all of a sudden, he ain't allergic to seafood. So now he got crab legs, lobster, shrimp. I mean, the boil you made me, what's that called?
That's what it is. It's a boil.
A boil. He got the shit it's embarrassing. Yo, it's almost illegal to have that much food, right? So he's begging me, yo, don't do the show. And Lorena's like, yo, don't do the show, take a day off. But I was in my heart, my DNA was like, yo, I gotta get on there. I gotta.
Blessing. They were trying to talk you out of your blessing.
And you see, Pat Poose was mad, but I be like wondering, yo, am I wasting my time, or are these people like really listening, right? So
people really be listening. People really be listening.
I'm telling you, that was the question to myself of the day, right? And I had Pretty Lou. I think you told me the Pap story. Just out of weird, at least 5 calls of people telling me, yo, you know, I watch the show like it's a real show every day. And I'm tuned in and I'm laughing and you're crazy.
I've watched first of all, let me tell y'all something, people. I'm not talking to you no more, Joe. Let me tell y'all something. I've watched him do his show. He has his beverage on the side. He makes sure that his sponsored products is visible in the back. He got a fresh shape up like he about to go and really do something crazy. Like he wants silence. He got his lights set up. He got his notes on the side. He has his little note. He be so focused. Everybody got to be quiet. But he does that with everything. And that's why everything that you do, you're successful because you OD. Like, you take everything super serious. You want to be the best. You want to know. Like, it's been times where you call me like, yo, I'm about to interview someone. And I have good questions. Was there anything that you think that people might want to know? So I think that's what makes great viewing. I can't even say TV. I mean, it comes on TV too, but this is the new TV. People got their TV right in their hand. So it's entertaining. So it becomes, you don't remember like how your moms growing up, she used to watch the novellas every day at a certain time, or the stories, or Wheel of Fortune, or whatever it is at that time. Like, it starts to be, it's a part of your day. So when you skip a day, even though to you it may seem like, yo, people don't really care, whatever, it's certain people like Pat who literally have 8 o'clock programs into their brain to tune into the Fat Joe Show. I'm just waiting for them to give you that big studio so I could be in the back.
Oh no, that studio coming. That studio coming. That shit gonna be the biggest shit. Nah, that shit gonna be big. You gonna have your office. I'm gonna let you act stink with the ADs, all of them. Like, yo, Ram, what they said? Nah, you know.
Nah, my brother don't like that.
Hey, Ram, is this guy talking to me? Nah, I don't think he's talking to you, Joe. Wait, yo, you sure?
No.
Oh.
Who put these sodas in? He likes it when the name is facing forward. Empty the whole refrigerator. Do it again.
Yo, Ram, let me tell you something, man. I'm proud of you. I don't want to tell your business. Can I say something about what was recently purchased, or stay quiet?
You can say it.
No.
You know, I'm not like that. I don't brag. I just do what I do.
I know I don't want to brag. I just want to say, yo, shout out to Eric B, the motherfucking godfather of this show. You know, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say about that. I'm not going to do that. But all I can say to you is that I'm proud of you. You know, my sister's become a boss. People out there, I've been begging her to do an album too. But she's been doing so lucrative on all these other things. Yo, Rem, how do you do this? Like, I want to know, you're not rapping, there's no tour, and you just...
It's a Gemini thing, you know? We're jack of all trades. We can do many, many things, and we're good at several things. But I think that, I don't know, I genuinely think that I'm a good person. I have a good heart. I go out into the world with the idea of me being good to people. Like, of course, anybody can get the business. Like, let's be clear. Like, they know the vibes. But for the most part, I'm a good person. And even when people do craziness to me, or when things aren't really exactly how I want them to be, somehow, some way, it always falls back in my favor.
Yo, Rem, it's going to be a scene in the thing. We can't say who. But it's going to be a scene where we're going to show 100 guys chasing all of our favorite rappers down the strip. And then they're going to come by and they're going to look at us. They're going to be 100 deep, and it's going to be 3 of us. Me, you, and Tone Patrol. And they're going to look in the light. Because remember, the light was on them, like, looking crazy. And they turned around and said, hey, yo, we such and such. And we was 3 deep.
Okay.
And we was like, no, nigga, this is Terror Squad. Yo, man, it gotta happen that's it. Just that scene. We can leave it away from that. But that scene is got to happen in like the series, the series.
I think sometimes what people think, if people don't see it, it's so crazy. If people don't see it on social media, it didn't happen. If I'm not posting that I'm on a jet, I never took a jet. If I don't post that I got 1,000 pairs in every color of the newest sneaker bag, everything that came out, I don't have it. But I come from a different era where that's whack. Like, it was whack to brag if you had, like, if you had it, was like, you not used to something. You must never got it. Like, it was so the not norm. So
look at me.
like,
If it was now, I would have had 36,000 pictures with Biggie. I only got like 1 or 2, like, because it was
lit,
whack.
You wasn't taking pictures. You was
Yeah,
like,
it was
I see
whack.
you all the time. I'm not gonna take a picture with you. How you doing? What's up? We was around the best of them and never took a picture because it's just like, you know, it is what it is. But we live differently now, and I'm really, really trying to get into it. I swear I am. And
We adjusted. So, you know, with me, it would be like, so at one time when we came up, it was like a mystique about, you know, not really talking, not really, like, we would go in the club and just stand on top. Shout out E Philly, stand on the couch, ice grill everybody, won't talk to nobody. But amongst us,
right.
Oh, that's Joey, that's Ram,
Right.
it's whatever, right?
Like, I've been seeing your two-step a long time ago. I've been seeing your moves.
And what I'm saying to you is, it wasn't cool back then, but now, since the COVID or whatever, it allowed me to turn on this and show people my real personality, because it is what it is. And then talk about different things, and it's us converting to 2020.
I've been telling you that. I've been telling you, when I first came home and I see you doing the Market America, I was like, this is what you're good at. Like, you good, your talk is so fantastic. Like, it's been times where I've been feeling like, oh my God, the world's over.
Who's that, Pat, over there laughing?
You know he is. I took you for 5 minutes and I'd be like ready to take over the world. Like, you have that. That's something that it's a part of your DNA. But I'm talking about the next thing where we know you have 1 million gazillion pairs of the flyest sneakers that nobody on the planet in the world can ever get or will ever get in life. But it's just not, it's weird when you see people and they're like, yo, I got this. You like, I don't know. It's the bragging thing. It doesn't seem to me like it's just not cool to me. But that's the wave right now. And if you don't have one, you know, the chandelier on your arm, then you don't have it. If you're not like this, hey, just bought this today, it didn't happen. And that's the world we live in. But
you know, the thing about me is, one time I had seen an old school rapper, right? And I saw him and I bigged him up, legend. Maybe you was with me. We had the Phantom, the Sky Blue Phantom. We in the restaurant 30 Deep. Dre's with us. We in Miami. And I see him and I'm bigging him up. But as I'm bigging him up, and Khaled's with us, I'm like, yo, man, I remember I seen you in front of Apollo, wide body kid Benz. You had the Nefertiti piece on. And I'm really, in my mind, really, all jokes aside, bigging him up, trying to, because right now, Lean Back is like #1 when I see this rapper. I'm trying to big him up to the ultimate so he can say, damn, this dude on top of the game and he's saluting me. Boom. Right. I big him up. And he was like, all right, Joe, you know, he told me something like one day something, right? He told me something in regards to one day something. The way I took it, I could take it wrong, but the way I took it is like he was saying, like, one day you ain't going to be popping. And no, for real, like, not bad.
No, I know what you mean.
Like,
that was a wake-up call, like, huh?
Oh, no, yeah.
I don't want to be that.
No, hold up, man. The way I took it was like, yo, one day you ain't going to be popping like you is now. And hopefully, you know, you be looking as good as me when you would, like, that's how I took it, right? And Dre made me feel like shit. Dre was like, yo, how could you do that? That's a legend. I said, Dre, what are you talking about? Dre was like, yo, you was trying to play him. I said, what? I was bigging him up, legend.
Right.
Nah, but you kept saying about when he had the bangs, when he had the Nefertiti, when he was #1. And I'm like, yo, Dre. I'm trying to big him up, legend. Like, what are you talking? I swear to God, I didn't mean it like that.
I'm laughing because I know when you first was like, I can imagine how you laid it.
No, I'm going to tell you a story.
Yo, you had, and then that other time when you came through.
Yeah, but I'm bigging him up. But yo, Rem, look what happened. So since that day, because of what Dre told me and what he told me, I always said, I do not give a fuck how long or to the death these people are going to see me shitting. Fashion-wise, jewelry-wise, everything up to date, living in it. I'm not doing, rappers, I love them all. God bless them, and I'm happy for them. But some rappers, they move to little suburbs and, to get a nice house, which they earn, but they out the way. They ain't got to compete with everybody. They ain't got to be extra fly. They in and out with it. They'll go to ATL, get a nice quiet house out in the sticks. It's fly. It's a mansion, but it ain't New York in your face, Miami, LA in your face, toe to toe. That's not me, right? So the other day, I'm going to tell you an ill story. The other day, I get a FaceTime. It's Hitmaker and Meek Mill.
Love Hitmaker.
Right? No, Hitmaker's our guy. He got Meek Mill, with the Dawn, he fronting, Joe Crack on the FaceTime. So Meek Mill's like, yo, what's up, Joe? And Meek Mill was on his rare talk shit day. No, listen to me, Rem. He was on a rare talk, like feeling himself was an understatement. Like, no, it was an under. And I'm looking at Meek, and Meek got some fly Louis Vuitton blue and black camouflage. He said, look, Joe, look, leather camouflage, Louis Vuitton. Right? I think he had a bucket hat. I don't know. Then he goes down to the pants. He's like, look, leather cargos, but these ain't Louis. These is Rick Owen or something. Mm-hmm. And then he go down to the sneakers. You see these shits, Joe? These like $4,000, right?
He didn't know who he was dealing with.
Listen to me, Rem. Yo, Rem.
What you do?
I felt like this was my moment of the old school rapper. And when I did that to him, I felt like this was it. God gives you karma. What goes around comes around. I said, yo, Meek. I said, yo, man, that shit fly as shit hell. But you see this? This is 1.4 million in 2020. 1.4 million on my wrist in 2020. You see that shit? You haven't seen that before, Meek. You haven't seen this shit? Yo, Ram. They prepared me for that moment.
He prepared you.
That moment with me and Living Legend, God bless, prepared me for that moment. And he tried. And I said, yo, my man, look, this 2020, Papito, in a COVID. And he backed up real cool. Very nicely. He said, oh, shit. I barked up the wrong tree. I was like, oh, man.
Nah.
Oh, man.
So, I'm looking at your comments. Somebody said that they're performing Lean Back on a Masked Singer right now. Congratulations.
That means we're getting a check, most likely.
You have another check.
Yo, Rem, I tell you, man, staying home is the best shit ever happened, huh? All I gotta do is wear white tee or black tee.
We're about to be neighbors. How much longer?
They building it.
How much longer?
Yo, Rem, damn, Rem, you dropped that.
I'm waiting. How much longer?
Yo, Rem, I think February, March. Nah, we so blessed, man. We so blessed. I made sure that
I was 15 minutes from you so you can see your goddaughter every day.
Well, you got the indoor pool, I got the outdoor.
So which means
winter,
in my house.
Winters is in your house. Summer's at mine.
No problem.
My goddaughter got her own room in the house. She do whatever she want to do.
She's out of control. She's asleep right now. She'd have been in here already. Going crazy.
She be going crazy, man. But I love her. I love how you and Pat, you know what I'm saying? Y'all with the baby so much every day. I think we understand, like when we was younger, we had kids and we didn't know where life was taking us. Now you're able to have a kid and just sit back and really
watch them grow. You're not trying to chase a bag. You're still chasing the bag, but you don't have to chase the bag. You're stable. You got your relationship is stable. Your household stable. Your mind is different. It's a total different experience. Totally different. I tell people all the time that if you can, wait until you're in your 30s to have a kid. Don't have kids when you're young. It's dope when you get to grow up with them and y'all on the same page and you listen to the same music, but It's a total different. You get to really feel like what it is. Like now, I feel like with my son. Love my son to death, but I feel like he's like my little brother. That's how, like, because I had him when I was a teenager. With my daughter, I really feel like a parent. Like I feel like I can't keep up with her. Like,
and then the thing is, Ram, I don't know if you figured out, and this is for all the other parents. I don't know if you figured out. Are you gonna spoil her to the point of where? I think we made that mistake already, right?
She gonna have, yo, you know what her toys are about? She has a broom already. She has a fake broom, a fake vacuum cleaner. She got her own spray bottle. I'm not playing them. This time, what happened was we grew up poor. We didn't have nothing. We had to struggle. Times we didn't know where our next meal was coming from. Winter was coming. We didn't know where our coat was coming from. School was coming. We had to go do whatever we had to do to get back to school clothes. We didn't know where we was going to sleep many nights. So we never wanted our kids to go through that. So when we got it and they was young, we just gave them everything. They had all the latest phones, the latest clothes. They was walking around with jewelry on their neck, driving around in different type of cars on jets as young. So they never really knew what it was to have to earn anything. So we looking at it like, yo, if somebody would have gave me this, or if I would have had this, it would have changed my life. But we knew what it was to struggle. They don't know what it is to struggle. And also, we had them when we were really young. So they really think like they are friends, like we the same, and we not.
Did you ever undo the spoilness and bring them to reality?
No, it's done. I tried. It's done. When you try to undo it, you're the worst person in the world. You don't care about me. You don't love me. You want me to be a bum. No, I want you to be independent. I want to know that if something happened to me today or tomorrow, and for whatever reason, they took everything that I left for you, that you would be okay. That you would be able to figure out how to make your own way. And
yeah, now let me tell the people some real spill, right? Shout out to E. Philly. He's the ultimate grandfather these days. The real spill, this is a scary one, but it's true. So my father has 12 kids. For some reason, whenever he's sick and he got to stay in the hospital, he got a surgery, I'm really the only one that shows up every time. And out of 12 kids, I'm the only one. And I'm the busiest one.
And right? The youngest.
And the youngest. So I'm up in there like, boom, I got to cancel whatever to be there with my father or my mom's. And so that got me thinking away. Then I got to talking to a friend of mine. I don't know if I should say his name, but a rap dude. I'll say it, Rick Ross, right? So he told me the last time he was in that hospital when he almost died, he woke up in a special ICU room where it was all glass and there's just doctors staring at them. Because most people in there got brain surgery, heart surgery, like the real shit. Right? So he said he's in there and his family, E-class, all the boys, they fighting to come up and everybody's coming to visit him. And he's getting love. But he noticed while he was there for like a week, nobody came to see these other people that's in critical condition dying. So he said he asked the doctor, and the doctor was like, yo, when you get old, your kids don't give a fuck about you. They don't show up. They don't care. People don't care no more. And then Ross was like, you serious? He was like, yo, I'm telling you, it's sad. He said, you see that man right there? His daughter lives 5 minutes away from this hospital. She ain't come see him. And so Ross said, you know what? After that, he said, I'm going to come home. I went and had 3 babies right away. So the more kids I have, maybe somebody will hold me down when I get older.
It's sad. It's really sad. I mean, I think it's just it's a space where it's one generation where it didn't really turn out too good. You know, like you knew.
That's a fact, though.
You knew as a youngin' that there came a point where you had, like, by the time I was my son's age, and by the time I was 18, 19, I wasn't asking my mom for anything. I was paying my mom's bills. She was coming to me for bread. So when I be seeing kids, because they call themselves kids, 20, 22, 23, 24, 20, like, yo, I'm a kid. Like, you a kid? What? Do you know what I was doing by the time I was 24, 25? And it's so crazy because we used to lie about our age. I was like 20, telling people I was 23, 24. I never looked at my age, so I don't even know what I thought. Nobody never believes me. But we used to lie to make ourselves appear to be older. Nowadays, people lie because they want to be younger. Like, they want to, I'm 20, I'm 21. They don't want to grow up. It's crazy. It's so backwards. It's so different. They don't be knowing how to drive. They don't even have a license. It's a whole different thing. And I don't know.
I think we lost a whole generation, like you said. And that's you the first person who ever broke it down to me like that, because we come from a generation where our parents before us never had them, and we bust our ass. We gave it all to them, and they didn't understand what to do with it. They didn't have that hunger, that drive.
Right.
And so that shit is crazy because, you know, me, I'm the same thing like you. Since I was 14, I was in the streets. So I've been, you know what I'm saying? I've been in the streets hustling to get mine. You know, I knew for a fact that it was nowhere in the world I wasn't going to get rich or I wasn't going to get killed.
You also knew there was no way in the world you could go ask your mom or your dad to buy you a pair of jeans that cost $1,000. You might get slapped for that. Like, what? You want the new Balenci what? Like, you
what? Like, this shit don't even sound right, like, right?
You knew what it was. And I think now there's like this, but I can't say the younger kids that they have a little different, but it's that one that's right in between that 19 to 25 area. They like feel entitled. Like somebody's supposed to give them some, like nobody's supposed to give you anything. Like you're not gonna be giving.
And it's sad because we used to give, but now we got tough love.
You can't, because you realize like they don't realize the transition. Like I still be getting calls like, yo, so I was thinking for Christmas I be like, Christmas is for kids that believe in Santa Claus. Like, once you can give me a list, it's clip for you. Once you can give me a list.
Rem, let me ask you a question, right? Maybe I shouldn't ask you that question, but I'll ask you.
What?
You in that cell, you think it's over. What kind of conversation you having with God in that cell? Like, did you have a mean one, or was it several of them?
I had different phases. Because, like I told you earlier in this conversation, like I genuinely feel like I'm a good person. I feel like I do a lot of things for people, even when they don't ask me, even when I know I'm not gonna get nothing in return.
And even though we tough, we soft.
Right.
We soft for
like,
our family.
People who know me,
your sister fucked up a good 10 times. Like, you know, my brother 26 times. Like, we will fight, talk shit, but you know.
But when it comes down to the come down, you can get the shirt off my back. I'm gonna figure out a way to make it happen. Cool.
It's like I know your life story, just like I know Pun's, just like you know mine. And when I go to your family events, you know, the aunt you might have told me about or something like that, she's sitting there eating a good plate of that good shit. And then I still see the twinkle in your eye, like, bitch. Like, you know what? You know, it's like, but we love. Right. We love.
Right. So there was times when I used to be in there and I used to be like, yo, why are you doing this to me? Like, really? Like, you, all right, a year, cool. That's what the time I did X, Y, Z and I ain't get caught. 2 years, fine. Year 3, now I'm tight. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is like, you know, like, I used to really be in there like, yo, you know my height. Why are you doing this? Like, I was pissed. I wouldn't go to, like, I had one of my friends. She's still my friend. You see her all the time. She used to want to go to church every Sunday. Like, yo, let's go to church. I'm not going to the church. Like, that's how mad I was. Like, it was times where I was on it like that. Then, year 4, year 5, I'm starting to really see how me being there, I'm influencing other people's lives and change. I'm like, yo, it really made, I'm like, all right, cool. Maybe this is why I was supposed to be here. Then I started looking at my relationship that I have with my husband, the relationship that we was able to build and the way we was able to communicate with each other, I'd have probably never had that. We'd have never had that had I been out here, because we wouldn't have been forced to communicate the way we had to communicate. So I started seeing good things that I was able to pull out of it. And we was talking about it the other day, like, once you get used to being there, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, you, unfortunately, you have some times where you can crack a half of a smile. And then when it was getting closer for me to come home, and I started seeing, you finally start seeing the little light at the ends of the tunnel, it was like, all right, cool. This was crazy, but it didn't break me. It didn't kill me. Like, I'm still me. Like, I seen people lose their mind. Like, they never was the same person again. Or some people that came home and their life was so ripped apart that they was never able to bring it back together. So for me to come home and have the relationship,
so you see people go crazy in their realm, like
what? Like, literally walking around like zombies, like taking medication just so that they don't have to deal with what's going on. So they would pretty much suffering from depression. You diagnose yourself. You go to the RMU and tell them, Mom got depression. They don't even evaluate you, nothing. They just give you meds immediately, and that's what it is. And people will really be like, we call them garbage heads. Whatever pills they could get their hands on, that's what they was taking. They was just zoned out, just gone, so that they didn't have to feel what was really happening to them.
Yeah, they're getting drugs. You know, I don't want to diss anybody that use drugs and all that, because I never have. But you know, drugs to me, I think it's escape of reality. You know what I mean? And they don't want to be in the real. They don't want to know reality. And that's, you know what I'm saying? And that's what they do. I guess that's what you're saying. They would zombie themselves out so they wouldn't know what they were doing there, or whatever the case may be.
You feel like you're somewhere else. You're on cloud nine all the time. And as soon as they come down, they think they're not high no more, you take another one. You take something else. And then it got to the point where if that particular pill is not available, or that particular drug, you try something else, because you got it. You're just trying to chase getting back to out of them walls. And it's sad, but a lot of people after that, when that day comes, they wake up one day and it's their time to leave. Because a lot of people like, yo, you did that time. You did. I didn't really do anything. I just kept waking up every day. Like every day I was waking up, and then eventually my time was up.
Well, you know what I feel about life, you know, maybe because I'm older, but I feel like our failures, our falls, things that happen to us that seem like, damn, why this is happening, it was all lessons preparing us for now, right? So maybe you going to jail, it was your job to inspire those 20 girls, 30 girls who came out and they said, I'm going to change my life. You know, it's the same thing with me. When I spoke to Pretty Lou earlier, I said, yo, Lou, I said to Pretty Lou, I said, yo, Lou, I know you suffer. I know you got to take all this, but you inspiring thousands of people. And I think God gives us all different paths in life and different roles to inspire people. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, you know, and just like with like Job in the Bible, I don't want to get too crazy, but you know, he suffered so much. So like Pretty Lou's such a good man, and he does fundraisers to give back.
Right.
Fighting cancer, right? And so I say, you know, like for me, everybody got their own relationship with God. Some people feel like if you ain't got a dress to your ankle, or you ain't wearing a 3-piece suit in 100-degree weather, you know, you ain't in church, or you ain't really in God. I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? I think we all got our relationships with God, our own individual relationships. And if it became a war, you know, good versus evil, God versus the devil, I would be one of the warriors on the front line with a sword, ready to
on
go
the good
put in
side.
some work on the God army. I honestly believe that shit. And so I just think we all got our own relationships with God and different roles to play to inspire people in life.
Mm-hmm. You inspire me every day. You're my idol. I look up to you. My big brother.
Oh, you foolish boy. That's going to cost me something now. Oh, my God.
Somebody
You
said,
bought a new house. It's housewarming. Something going on. I know you now,
said,
boy.
Technically, you owe me a pink wraith. Technically.
I owe you.
Told
but
me,
that's not a housewarming present, man.
You told me when we was doing all the way up, when we was on the Plateau.
You know what? Triple platinum recently.
We just went triple? I need a new plaque.
Yo, this plaque too big. This
no,
shit.
Not that big. Not the one not like the first one. Like it's literally, it took 4 people to move.
Oh, you got a Loretta comment. She's laughing. Like she was offered the pink wraith too.
You told me, you give me a pink wraith. I ain't never pressed you for it unless you rock. But since we talk about gifts,
okay.
But listen,
okay.
Somebody said in the comments like, yeah, she went through all that. Now she don't know how to rap no more. You want to put some money on that?
Yo, rap, stop.
You want to put some money on that?
Nah.
What happened?
Tough.
Right.
Yeah. You want to tough.
Like thought.
Yeah.
Swizz said a pink one. Yes, a pink one. He said a pink
Swizz owed me some art.
Swizz
was
fire with
Swizz racing camels, and he owed me some art for real. Let me go on with Swizz. I love you, sis. I love you so much for checking in.
Bye.
Kiss the baby for me. I love you, love you.
I will.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You don't know who I know. Yo, Swizz, damn, I think it's a BX thing right now, you know. Gotta take it easy. Whoa, gotta take it easy. Too many suckers and not enough time. Yo, Swizz. Yo, Swizz, you know I need that art, though.
Zozo. I got too much of it for you.
Yes, in Swiss language?
Yeah.
Yo, Swizz, let me tell you something, brother. You racing camels in Saudi Arabia. You got Rough Rider flags in the. I mean, damn, what is it like? You went from the projects in Jackson Avenue to racing camels in the Middle East. Is that one of your greatest things you ever did? Like, is that one of is that something you most proud of, accomplishment?
I mean, it's up there. It's that's just something I just wanted to do that was different. I always like to explore other cultures and then bring it back to our culture so we can examine it as well and not just be in a box, to be the first African-American and American to own a camel racing team in the world. I just thought it was something fresh about it. The naming the camels after my family members and my loved ones. And then the win, we won on the last race, 2 golds, 1 bronze, and a silver. You know what I'm saying? I just thought it was fresh. Like, put the Rough Rider R's on the camels. It's a vibe.
I know the royal family in Dubai, and this guy, he cries. If he's in New York, he's FaceTiming the camels over there in Dubai. And I mean, have you become addicted to the shit? Is you watching because we in 2 way different time zones.
It's 5 a.m. My races is at 5 a.m. It's a different type of discipline. I just can't go to sleep. I just stay up. You know what I'm saying?
And you're the youngest in Rough Riders. You're the youngest, right?
Yep.
And so what you said, yo, uncles, I'm going to take this Rough Rider shit to another level never seen before. Was that's how you felt?
That's how I always felt. That's how I always felt. And it's a family business. That's even deeper than music. The Rough Rider family is hundreds of thousands of people around the world, and anybody that made it from nothing into something is a Rough Rider themselves as well. But I always just wanted to show people that we could do different things no matter how we started. You know what I'm saying? Like starting in St. Mary's, and then been blessed with these different opportunities from working hard and grinding, and now I can show people different things.
Man, a hustler. It's an understatement. You've been a hustler of 2 decades. And you I watch you put in work so much because you can't get a Bronx dude in them circles and let them if they because these people never dealt with us. So you in there and I know how you moving. I watch how you move for decades, which is a beautiful thing. And for the most part, you were a hustler. And hip hop started in the Bronx from nothing. So here we go. We got a corona. We got a COVID. And once again, the Bronx create, along with Virginia, the versus celebration of music. And this is on social media. This ain't, you know, before we didn't have social media, Bronx created hip hop. You created the versus celebration of music. Did you even think it would get to this level?
Not so quick. Not so quick. You know, it was an idea that's been brewing my brain for years, starting with me and Kanye on stage back at Summer Jam. And I just always felt that the creatives needed to celebrate each other. Like, we don't celebrate each other enough. And then when I'm traveling to different countries and going to different places, everybody's celebrating each other. You know, we work so hard to get out of our situations and to be in an industry that don't celebrate each other, right? So I was just like, man, like, I'd love to see this one celebrate with that one. I'd love to celebrate this one. And also, you know, showing that unity within our community, something that we don't really see. You know what I'm saying? The only time music is being talked about is with negativity. Like, if you look at a lot of the headlines, it's like, oh, this person, this happened, or this, that. It's a lot of positive things that don't get reported. So I'm like, you know what? Let's not wait for them to bring us together. Let's bring ourselves together, and let's celebrate each other more. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I've been seeing some incredible things that we probably wouldn't have seen thanks to versus. Started with the battle between you and Timbo, the Brandy Monica. Now we got a Jeezy. Now we got a young Jeezy. Gucci Man. For me, right? For me, it's beyond a celebration because it shows two people. Part of me and 50 Cent squashing our beef that was dope was that anybody who knows us knew that was going to end in violence. And we did it peaceful, and we showed people you can argue with each other, go back and forth, but you can have peace and move on and be friends. And it don't look like they're going to be friends, right? But the beautiful thing is that you got Gucci, you know his situation, Jeezy, you know his situation, coming together, celebrating each other's music.
Yeah.
This is the realest one. Street, signal of hope for our youngins, cause the young rappers definitely look up to Guwap. They definitely look up to Young Jeezy and show that these guys have their problems and they can come together and celebrate music. I think this is the most impactful one.
Yeah, man. I thought it was important, you know, that they both agreed, and a lot of people.
How did it go? Because at first it was Jeezy T.I.
Yeah. It was Jeezy
and
T.I.
I know Jeezy has said, yo, I really wanted to do it with Gucci. How did it convert into Jeezy Gucci?
Just the dynamics changed. You know, the dynamics changed, and then realized that we were just going to do another one with T.I., and T.I. was more comfortable doing another one. He was comfortable with this one as well, but it's just the dynamics. This right here, the universe brought this way, you know, and we just went with it. And, you know, everybody gonna still get their shine. T.I. still gonna get his shine. Jeezy getting his shine. Gucci getting his shine. And so that's where the executive side come in and the curation come in, which is the real part of verses, is the curation. It's like, okay, how can we make this better? How can we do this? Sometimes we might got to pull something at the last minute, change something at the last minute but always, you know, give the people what they want, and then give the artists what they want as well.
Man, I think for us, this has been the biggest blessing in Corona, and I look forward to every versus tomorrow night. You know, I always start at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow night I start at 7. Every time there's a versus battle, I'm not going nowhere near. First of all, I want to see because I'm a fan, and number two is I'm not going nowhere near that versus. Like I excuse myself and go earlier, you know, to get ready. I'm not playing, you know. I sneak and eat a little popcorn, watch the battles. Sometimes I dress up. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. You dressed up for Gladys? You dressed up for the Gladys Knight one?
I dressed up for Gladys Knight. I dressed up for Babyface and that I had that silk shit on. I wasn't playing with him. You know what I'm saying? And me, I'm really taking the quarantine and really taking Corona serious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, so that is like going out. That's Club Live. That's the Grammys.
Facts.
That's everything for me. You know what I'm saying? Where's a Primo battle? You know, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I got my 10X hoodie on, my Timbs. You know, I'm all in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the verses, any hints towards future verses? Or you just said T.I. still gonna go with somebody.
Oh yes, he is. Oh yes, he is. You know, season 2 gonna be very special. You know what I'm saying? Season 2, as you can see, we starting off.
Who's the craziest suggestions you heard that ain't true, but just suggestions that you said to yourself? You said to yourself, man, they can we do that? Like,
you know what's crazy? There's a lot of those suggestions sounded crazier before, and they just started really happening. See what I'm saying? Like a lot of the suggestions that I thought wasn't going to happen, starting to happen. And so I was
like a Jay-Z Nas. Has anybody suggested that to you ever?
Of course. Every day. But patience is the virtue. You know what I mean? Patience is a virtue. So we gotta let the universe bring these things around how it needs to swing. You know? But people do feel like they got a versus remote and they can just press one and they go on. They don't know the work that go behind that. You see how I'm sitting. You see I'm laid back. You see I'm chilling. I'm worn out.
No, it's special. It's special because you gotta understand these artists, all artists, even including yourself, even me. We think we special. We think we're weird in a way. We geniuses and weird, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like everybody's different. You gotta deal with them, and then you're like, holy shit, like I tell you.
Yeah, because it's a hands-on thing. It's not like we can pass this off to somebody to handle for us. Like you got to handle. Like, you end them conversations every day, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. You know, late at night, getting out to bed. You know, missing dinner, the whole thing. Like this is a real boy. It's a real joint. But you know what it's bringing to the people.
Thank you so much, man, for checking in, my brother. You know I love you, man. Get that art ready for me because that house is being built.
Just text me the address. Just text me the address. I'm gonna just send it to you.
Woo! I need that shit, no switch. You know what I'm saying?
Let's just get right to it. Let's just get to it.
Shit. When they come in, I go, Valentino Respriskio.
La de Bunska Tanska.
Kalabuska Tanska.
I'm gonna send you all the shit, all the shit they can't pronounce.
Yo, I mean, you know, I love what you do with the art. I love no Art Basel this year, huh?
Not physical.
They having like a virtual Art Basel?
Yeah, I think so. Cause I know, you know, I'm about to come out with I got so much shit going on. I'm about to come with the no commissions app to where, like, you know, we can continue that, and then people can get a front row seat on what to buy, how to buy, and even the artists, you know, how to sell their works, how to, you know, just educating the creatives on how to be their own businesses in the art world And so it's called Smart Collections. It's gonna be pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's something we need to think about. I've been thinking about like bringing a couple of artists here, have like a art week. And just, but I really don't know all the artists, you know what I'm saying? But I've been thinking about like having like an art week where they can come in here and talk about their art, show a little something so that, you know.
Yeah, you should do that. But what about the giveaway with your art?
Oh
Where
yeah,
you
my
get your
art,
fan.
you know,
Hold
my
on.
wife was trying to throw this shit away today. I was like, yo, stop. These
Trying
are
to throw your
worth
art
something
away?
to somebody.
Tell her to throw it away this way. I come and pick it up. I come pick it up. Don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, you know, I did a crack piece in when Lil Wayne came out of jail. I don't know what happened. Somebody must have told Lil Wayne, Fat Joe write graffiti, he write crack, one of the cops or something. And he insisted on me writing a graffiti piece in the middle of, he had like a $30 million crib here in Miami on the water. He made me write crack TS on his wall. I'm looking at him, he's smoking blunts, laughing, skateboarding, playing music. I'm like, yo, why are you ruining your house, man? And he was like, yo, B, check this out, man. He
Hold
like,
on.
yo,
Hold on,
like, I
but you
need
can't.
the crack piece. And it was an honor for me to do that for him.
And that's what I'm saying. All your fans, all your thousands of fans, you need to run a contest where you tag somebody's name. Y'all got to get them to do this. I'm telling y'all, Joe. I still got the one you did for Kasim. Fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, Joe was an artist himself. Like, he used to tag in the BX for real. That's where Joey Crack comes from. That's his tagging name. Like, y'all need to get him to come up off of some of that art. Why don't you show the people some of the art? Where's the art at right now?
Huh?
Where's the art at right now? Where's the stuff that we're...
No, we got in the other room. No, I ain't got no art right here today. But we got
See
one.
how
The
he
last
looked
one
to the
I
left
did was
or to
a
the right?
Joe
That means
Biden.
it's close.
I did a Joe Biden Kamala joint. That was the last one I did when they was going.
Where's that at?
It's back over there. It's on the other side where the other guys don't talk too much. You know what I'm saying?
I know, on the other wing, but where's your assistant at?
The assistant hiding around somewhere. I don't know where she at right now, man.
No pressure, no pressure.
My brother, yo, listen, tell the wife, tell everybody I love them. I love you, my brother. I'm proud of you. Keep pushing hip-hop forward.
You too.
Keep pushing hip-hop forward. We'll all be there tomorrow for the verses.
Woof. Zone.
Inshallah.
The biggest show.
Alhamdulillah.
Inshallah. Zone.
You don't know who I know. This is a versus. Tomorrow I bring the creator. You don't know who I know. Every night for 9 months straight, we bring you the biggest and the best. If it ain't a politician, it's a sports player. If it ain't a sports player, it's a rapper. If it ain't a rapper, it's a singer. Alicia Keys, Ashanti, Kalani. Whoever you name, we have them on the show. Every night, we the biggest in the game. This ain't a lie. Consistency is key. We won't stop. It's impossible. It's not in our DNA to stop. I had other things to talk about, but I'm going to go watch the draft because the Knicks drafted already. Hopefully, Worldwide West can deliver. I'm tired of losing for 20 years straight. Put God first. God is always there. Let your darkest moments bring your most clarity. God is always there with you. Good times and bad times. Stay loyal. Loyal to God. No matter what, sometimes we go through tough times. The COVID is real. But God